The message arrived at 11:47 p.m. I'm not your property. Don't call me. I stared at the screen while the house sat in perfect silence around me. The dinner she didn't touch was still on the table. The ring she stopped wearing 2 months ago lay beside the sink like an abandoned coin. I typed slowly. I'm not your husband anymore. And I meant it. There was a time she used to fall asleep on my chest. A time when she'd text me paragraphs about missing me during lunch breaks. When she'd introduce me as my husband with pride in her voice. We built everything from nothing. A small apartment, late-night budgeting sessions, shared dreams about a bigger house, children, vacations we couldn't afford yet. I worked longer hours. She said she needed space to find herself. I gave it. Space turned into distance. Distance turned into silence. Silence turned into secrets. She stopped sharing her passwords, started taking calls on the balcony, smiled at her phone in ways she hadn't smiled at me in months. I noticed. I always notice. The first crack appeared in a reflection. She was in the kitchen laughing softly at her screen. I walked in quietly. For a second I saw his name before she locked it. Just a first name. Saved without a last name. Casual. Intimate. Later that night, she said she was going to her sister's. Her location told a different story. I didn't confront her, not then. I followed. I watched her walk into a hotel lobby, wearing the perfume she once said she saved for special nights. The door closed behind her. Something inside me closed too. That was the moment pain turned into calculation. I went home and began preparing. Silently. Methodically. First, I hired a private investigator. Not because I needed proof for my heart. I needed proof for the law. Photos, videos, dates, receipts, room numbers. Patterns emerged. It wasn't recent. It was routine. Second, I met with a lawyer. Quietly transferred my investments. Separated joint accounts under legal advisement. Protected assets I had built long before she knew my name. Third, I updated my will. Removed her. Every move documented. Every step legal. She thought she was being clever. She underestimated my patience. Weeks passed. I played the role perfectly. Concerned husband. Calm voice. No accusations. She grew bolder, more careless. Sometimes she wouldn't even come home until morning. One evening she said, "You're suffocating me." I almost laughed. I hadn't touched her in weeks. But I said nothing. I was waiting. The opportunity came at her birthday dinner. She insisted on celebrating at a rooftop restaurant. Invited friends. Posted smiling photos. Played the part of a glowing wife. He was there too. Introduced as just a friend from work. Our eyes met across the table. He knew I knew. And he looked nervous. Good. I stood to make a toast. The city lights shimmered behind her. She looked beautiful, confident, untouchable. I just want to thank my wife, I began, for teaching me something important. She smiled, tilted her head. I took out my phone. And since we're all friends here, I think honesty is the best gift. I connected it to the screen behind us. The first photo appeared. Hotel lobby, him, timestamped. The second, elevator footage. The third, a kiss in the parking garage. The silence was immediate, heavy. Her smile collapsed. Turn that off, she whispered. I didn't. I let the evidence play, calmly, without raising my voice. This has been going on for 7 months, I said evenly. Every lie documented. Every betrayal recorded. Her friends stared at her like they'd never seen her before. He stood up abruptly, muttering excuses. No one stopped him. I looked at her. You said you weren't my property, I continued. You were right. My lawyer stepped forward from a nearby table. She hadn't noticed him earlier. Divorce papers slid across the table. You're not my wife anymore. Her hands trembled. You're humiliating me. I met her eyes. No, I'm freeing myself. The fallout was swift. Her family called, angry, accusing, until they saw the evidence. Silence replaced outrage. She tried to negotiate, tears, apologies, promises. I made a mistake. 7 months is not a mistake. It's a choice repeated. The divorce finalized quickly. The prenup I insisted on years ago, the one she called unromantic, stood firm. She walked away with far less than she expected. He didn't stay either. Men like him enjoy secrets, not consequences. Her social circle shrank. Whispers replaced admiration. The confident woman who once said she wasn't owned now understood. Something else entirely. Actions have owners. Months later, the house feels different. Lighter. Her laughter no longer echoes through rooms it once filled. The silence isn't suffocating anymore. It's peaceful. I sometimes replay that message in my head. I'm not your property. She thought I was trying to control her. What I was actually doing was loving her, and love without respect is just self-destruction. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I didn't chase. I documented. I prepared. I executed. People think revenge is loud, explosive, emotional. The best revenge is controlled. Precise, irreversible. The night I sent that message back, I wasn't reacting. I was concluding. She wanted independence. I gave it to her. Fully. Legally. Publicly. And when I signed the final papers, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Not anger. Not sadness. Power. She once told me, "You'll regret losing me." I looked at the empty space in my closet where her clothes used to hang. No, I regret trusting someone who mistook loyalty for weakness. But losing her? That was my masterpiece.